The year of the dragon is almost over. Get ready for the blunt change. And not because the evil orange man beat out the DEI hire for president, but that Chinese astrology is the pop quiz for genius due to the fact that you're using both sides of your brain. It's not your typical regular astrology where it's just your own personal vanity.
Well, duh!
You notice how women don't like to even bring up the Chinese astrology?
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
My theory about it is because you'll find out the real age, but that you learn both history and math. Another thing women are bad at.
I don't have time for that.
But I digress. We have a new snake now. I should know all about You're the Snake. I'm You're the Horse. And all I have to say about that is Hail Cobra. This video is brought to you by absolutely nothing.
But why?
You ain't gonna watch this video, but if you do, like, comment, and subscribe.
And if you really like what you see here, support us on Patreon.
What's up? Fucking the fornicators, tis I, your fearless leader, and this is my last video of 2024. I know that you don't care, but I am on Cameo because the last video I did got age restricted.
But why?
Snowflakes who run the community guidelines keeps changing.
It's one thing to take out certain words because, you know, we're in newspeak land, but if you're bleeping out the word sex...
Come on! This is supposed to be a platform for everyone, not just fucking children.
But no, you gotta be fucking snowflakes and little bitches because you get the idea.
Nag, 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 nag! Hence why I barely do stuff on this website. I have to struggle just to get views on here because the algorithm wants to punish me for not taking a side or feeding you brain rot of society where everything's too edgy for you. So I've been focusing more on Rumble and BitChute because they don't castrate me like the majority of the world where trans people cut in line in the civil rights movement.
Of course, the word queer has changed. Again, traditionally, the word queer used to mean someone who was attracted to the same sex as themselves, a gay man. Now, the word queer can mean a straight man who wants some attention.
Oh, snap.
You just talked.
So instead of talking about my stupid adventures that I've done since Human Mating season's over and, well, there ain't jack shit happen for the rest of the year,
Well, duh.
I'm gonna talk about First, let's talk about my preferred streaming service. We all know my love of Dune. Been finding a lot of treasures on there. I mean, a lot of treasures. Hell, I even found out about a show called 11/22/63 that used to be on Hulu till, well, James Franco got canceled.
For him being canceled, it's so stupid. I mean, literally, he taught at acting school and then was training some of his fucking students, but they were of age and consenting adults. That's bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
Shit.
But the show itself has a good first 4 episodes and then it drops and gets lame after that.
Good for what it is, but yeah, justice for fucking James Franco.
Don't judge the person, judge the art. As opposed to the crap we have now, which that's why we have a lot of shitty TV shows and movies, because all the people got canceled, the one who took their job were these untalented cunts who did not earn it. That's what DEI really stands for. Didn't earn it. But I digress. Through the magic of Tubi, Free LSD, starring the guys for the band Off, which is a hardcore punk supergroup with Keith Morris. It involves parallel dimensions, and my friend Jeffrey Dammit even has a cameo in it. Oh my god, it was a fucking trip. Also been watching a lot of documentaries on there, like A Clockwork Orange County about the Cuckoo's Nest. I also watched Ignore Heroes. Very different because it's Jack Grissom doing stand-up, and the crowd are all cops and nuns and priests, and then it also cuts to interviews. What? Finally rewatched all 3 of Decline of Western Civilizations and never realized how boring they were.
That's cause you're a poser and don't understand punk mojo.
I know. It's blasphemy to say, but they're fucking boring. I mean, I'm in shock people actually, it's not like the G.G. Allen documentary. And yeah, we'll get to that later on too in this video. And I recently watched Paul Verhoeven's first movie. You know Paul Verhoeven is, right? RoboCop, Total Recall, and Starship Troopers. Yeah, right? So I watched his first movie and I realized he's a great director, but he's nothing without his writer. If it wasn't for Ed Neumeyer and Michael Miner, he just puts out smut. A good example of that, we get Showgirls, or Basic Instinct. He's a smut peddler, basically. But when he's working with Ed Neumeyer, we get RoboCop, and we get fucking Starship Troopers. The old ones, not the shitty remakes.
Not bad ones, yeah.
Which one went more shitty with the sequels?
I would say Starship Troopers, yeah. They became so forgettable and irrelevant. At least the RoboCop one, people know that there were sequels to them. It just seems like with Starship Troopers, You know, like a lot of stuff that has the
Well, because the live action ones went to shit, but the CGI ones were fucking awesome. Because I remember when I interviewed Casper Van Dien in 2017, Ed Neumeyer was there too.
You fucking
Hell, on paper, RoboCop 2 should have worked. Verhoeven didn't direct RoboCop 2. Irving Kershner.
sounds familiar.
Empire Strikes Back. But again, it was Frank Miller's first movie he wrote, and they ruined the script for that.
It only takes a little bit of problems to fuck the whole thing up.
Frank Miller actually decided to write his own version of the script and put it in a comic book. They have two of them.
Shut up and get to the point!
RoboCop 2 on paper should have worked, didn't. 3 was complete shit because they made it PG-13,
Missed a lot of the gore and other violence from it.
which would made RoboCop awesome. Yeah, they got rid of that.
Yeah.
And the TV series ruined it to the point where basically, like, whatever objective was decent. But other than that, like, RoboCop got one more shit because they toned it down so much. Which Starship 2 sucked really bad because Casper Van Dien didn't come back. And it was just like sex bugs. Third one technically redeems the fucking second one because Casper Van Dien comes back and Neumeyer comes back too as a write-in.
Yeah, this doesn't have the same anything.
But have you seen the CGI movies that came out after it?
I feel like I must have. I don't remember what they, but I feel like I had to have seen them before.
It was,
Definitely rings a
those
bell.
were really good. Those somewhat, because for one, they bring in the mech suits finally. And Rico ends up being a general.
Fuck yeah!
Here's another thing also too, they left out from the books, I found out. All the pilots were women, all the mobile infantry were men because go back on a ship to see your lady. We didn't just fight bugs.
No way! Yes way!
As for anything recent that I'm watching, well, let's be real here. First, there's the final season of What We Do in the Shadows, and it's pretty good. I wish we would have got the sequel to the movie, but the show is probably better than the movie, especially with Colin Robinson, the energy vampire, and the whole concept of energy vampire and emotional vampires. We all know about my emotional vampires I deal with. Exes.
You dodged a bullet with those fat cunts.
But yeah, pretty good. Then there's also the franchise, which is a good follow-up to a few other shows. You know, it's funny. I'll give that show probably like a, I don't know, 6 out of 10. And of course, Dune Prophecy, aka what the Acolyte wished it was.
I mean, hell, dude, this whole year's been nothing but like girl boss space witch.
Bullshit. All right, here's a topic when it comes to space witches. Right? There was
3 shows about space witches. There was a failed Star Wars project, which ruins canon, and literally it's like the most cringe-inducing thing. It even became its own meme. The other one was Agatha All Along, which is a Marvel property, which is also bad in execution. And the new one is prequel series about Bene Gesserits. It's the only one that's decent, but it's still boring.
Okay, but the Bene Gesserits, they were in space.
Yeah, well, dude.
Like, come on, man. I have the, like, memory of a fucking, like a goldfish.
Yeah. Well, remember the space witches, and I told you the whole lore about them?
Yeah, I know about the witches. I just didn't consider them space witches. The movie in the 80s is good.
The new show is actually pretty decent, too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really surprised. Decent. Like, to me, 99.9% of TV shows suck, so that's why I don't waste my time with that. But, I mean, space witches is a cool concept because I would consider myself a space witch. Like, with tarot, for example, I'm a tarot reader, and when I do my tarot readings, I'm drawing energy from space. So how I picture it is, and I was telling you about Arachne. When I was doing a meditation, the spider goddess Arachne was made out of stars, and then all the zodiac signs were connected like a web, and then she went through a black hole. And that black hole is where I draw energy down from the universe to channel messages. And then a lot of my astral projections I do in space too. A lot of the times before I go to bed, I'll select a video, some type of ambience video to have going on while I'm sleeping, and oftentimes I'll do it with space, because then I'll have trippy meditations. I'll even like see space with my mind's eye.
Get on with it!
It takes place 10,000 years before the events of Dune. It's based off the Dune prequel books, and I would expect it to be good, but it's boring as shit.
And yes, it's better than Agatha, but of course, I can say again, a polished turd is better than that.
I like one of the new characters, the guy who's immune to the voice. It's too much whispers. It's like how they fucked up House of Dragon, basically the big war between the dragon houses and shit. What they should have started with was Aegon's Landing. Egan's Conquest.
Why start it like the middle? Why can't you just start at the beginning and then after that, you know, instead of just doing prequels?
I mean, I get it. It's because we want this girl power thing, but what do you expect when the showrunner looks like this?
And what is with these showrunners with punchable faces?
But the main reason why Dune Prophecy also fails, other than they should have started with the Butler and Jihad, because it had a horrible premiere right after the best show on TV, The Penguin. And I'm looking forward to The Batman Part 2.
Come on.
Only two things in The Batman I did not like. For one, that line that Catwoman says, and the other thing that I cringed the most also, which, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we all know. Orange Band won.
I didn't vote.
But why?
I learned my lesson the last 2 times.
Seem to have an open door policy for assholes, don't they?
I'm not drinking no blue Kool-Aid.
Oh, snap.
I'm not gonna go, yeah,
Trump's doing a good job.
Bullshit.
but I'm also not gonna act like the blue team's so much better.
I mean, come on.
I think I said a few years ago what Biden-Harris really is. It's just blue team became Palin.
You literally took the idea from your opposite team, but added extra steps.
Then when I said Harris was back when I was with my ex, she used to go to a lot of crafting stores, mainly Michael's and Joann's. And while going in the impulse buyer aisle and then seeing on the cover of one of their fucking libtard magazines, it says, Person of the Year, the first woman of color, vice president. It's like, cool. She hasn't done anything yet. Don't fucking give her a fucking participation trophy. And that's what you guys fucking are.
The embodiment of participation trophy and DEI hires. What did she really fucking do? Wow, she was a lawyer for weed, but also she arrested people that had weed possession.
The blue team fucked up as soon as they let Biden show how senile he is.
And here's my other thing about Trump. He's just as senile now too. I saw him in like one interview and he sounded just as fucking decrepit as Biden. So there you go on that one.
That's my thought. Fuck both teams. I'm team gray. Team blue, team red, team purple wants to please everyone. I'm gray. Let them fight.
We all know it'll never happen.
Shut up and get to the point.
Best character by far is fucking Sophia, played by Kristen Milioti.
Oh my god, you better be winning some fucking Emmys for that shit.
I just recently watched another recommendation of her good performances with Palm Springs, a Hulu original movie with her and Andy Samberg. It's a time loop rom-com. It also has J.K. Simmons in it. It's actually very cute. When I first saw the trailer back when I was still with my ex, I'm thinking to myself, oh great, another Groundhog's Day fucking wannabe. But no, this movie is actually really, really good. Especially her performance and her chemistry with fucking Samberg is just brilliant. Probably my second favorite performance with her. I highly recommend.
Get on with it.
After seeing all these critics comparison of Tony Soprano, but let's be real here, he's basically a grown-up Cartman. No one brings that up, especially when they show young him and when he like kills his brothers. You trying to tell me Cartman would not do that? Not to mention the mommy issues. Seriously.
What the fuck?
And what's also funny is seeing Theo Rossi with hair, because I'm so used to seeing him as Juice and Shades.
For him in a small role is one thing, but him playing like such a borderline nice guy. I mean, he's not that much of a nice guy. He's just a simp for fucking Sophia.
Whatever.
Especially when cliffhanger with her as she gets a letter from Selena.
Nice.
Some tells me they're gonna have a Catwoman spinoff, and I'm not against it, as long as they don't do exactly what I said earlier. Come on! It's like the whole BLM thing, right? BLM wasn't mostly black people marching, it was white people whipping themselves in the back. Like, I think it's funny that, you know, the libtards are like anti-Christianity when they do the same fucking thing. They're afraid of sex, and they whip themselves out of guilt. But I'll stop this tangent and just tell you my only real nitpick of the show is, A, I wish it was longer. B, if you kill off Maroni, how will you get Two-Face? Because Maroni is the reason why Two-Face becomes Two-Face. And also, it was kind of a waste of Clancy Brown.
I've made a huge mistake.
Like, I even just watched another movie with him in it. Written, directed, and starring Chris Pine. I think Big Lebowski meets Chinatown. I love the cast too. I mean, other than Chris Pine, we also got Danny DeVito, Annette Bening, Jennifer Jason Leigh. When's the last time we saw something with Jennifer Jason Leigh in there, right? And
Chris Pine is so going against type because he's always playing like douchebag rich guy or Captain Kirk. A lot of people hated it.
Speaking of bad movies or disappointments,
Everybody's been saying Joker 2 and how just Todd Phillips just trolling his fan base.
it backs up my theory that I've said a couple of years ago. Todd Phillips is haunted by the ghost of G.G. Allen.
But why?
Isn't that totally something G.G. Allen would have done? And Todd Phillips' first thing he ever did was G.G. Allen's hate. I'm not gonna do a whole history about him because, well, this bitch ass website will not let me show anything of that. I'll get age restricted or probably a strike on this fucking thing because, again, this show ain't monetized, so that's why I don't give a shit about getting paid because, well, I'll never get monetized.
Because you keep setting the bar so much, you can go fuck yourself.
But yeah, G.G. Allen goes haunt Todd Phillips, and Joker 2 is my proof.
G.G. Allen's my spirit animal.
Literally, Joker dies at the end, and everything he did was basically for nothing, and totally proof of why Todd Phillips might be retiring from making movies. He'll live in his house and be haunted by G.G. Allen's ghost for all eternity. But before we get to anything, now to our new sponsor. Oh wait, we don't have no sponsor because this channel's not big enough or good enough. We're not clickbaiting bitch inches. We don't bend the knee to either side. We're true anarchists. Not anarcho-punk commies. Not alt-right fucking douchebags. No, we're the real fucking deal. No thanks to you. And
Hey, have you watched Michael Bihn's new podcast channel on YouTube?
no, but I'm interested.
Oh my god, he tells a story with somebody, I can't remember who, I think it was Jamie Kennedy. He told this story about
Speaking of Jamie Kennedy, have you seen his latest movie? Jamie Kennedy's unrecognizable. He looks like my homeboy fucking Happening Harry.
First time I saw him like that was on the Michael Biehn podcast, and what they're talking about is cocaine in Hollywood, and Michael Biehn tells a story about him and Bill Paxton getting busted by the director of the movie they were working on. I can't remember which one of them. It's one of them I didn't watch. Like, it's one of those off-brand, whatever, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently they were like doing some coke on the side, and the director busted them, and he was like, "Did you save something for me?" James Kennedy's whole argument was that that's how Hollywood used to work, was on cocaine.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, maybe, but not all of it, right? Like, you know.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, James Kennedy has gotten like even weirder than he used to be.
But I'm done with this bullshit. Like, you're not gonna watch this, but if you do like what you see here, comment, like, dislike, share it if you want. I go into more detail, but I'm just trolling you anyway. I mean, after all, you all can suck it. Shout out to my patrons.
Necro Nicki, SHADOWVESSEL, The Fly Attractor, Count MoriVond, Janitor Jakes, Ryan Zacher, Gary Mossberg, and James Quinn.